What's going on? It's Nick Batten and Robbie Marshall here with the New England Dirt Diggers, and we have some really exciting stuff going on for 2025, and we're ready to jump right into it and make things happen this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy. We got some wild stuff planned. Learned a lot. I can tell you that what a learning curve that was. That's for sure. We have these crazy ideas in our head, and then we kind of rattle off each other and just decided, let's just go for it. Let's pull this trigger. Let's make this happen. Everyone told us we were nuts because we had how many days?
40 days from when we got the okay to be able to do the event at Crow Hill to, actually setting it up. So,
yeah. And I get it. I understand that part that, 40 days to put an event like this on is pretty nuts. But once you see the vision and once it gets in your head, I feel like you can't unsee it. And we just have that ability to envision it. And then over the years of excavating and life and just the process we've had so far, we had the confidence and knew we're going to do this and we're going to do it exactly how we want. And, part of the process of it taking that long was figuring out how to do it exactly how we wanted, which was the most important part of it. Was the venue, everything about it was look, we have this vision. It's been burned in our heads forever. And if we're going to do this, it has to be our way. It has to be the way we see it. And I can say we confidently pulled it off.
Yeah. So far. Yeah. So as far as the New England Dirt Diggers, it all started as just a small thing, and we built it into an event. And as we had this event and everything, we really realized we wanted to not only make this an event, but start our own brand and create this into something huge. So this is like a soft launch of some of the things we're going to be doing here in the future. We're going to be doing a podcast. Some of the things we're going to be talking about just today, we want to talk about where the New England Dirt Diggers started, what we had envisioned for the event, building the event, putting on the event, and we also want to start getting into our plans for next year and where we want to take the New England Dirt Diggers as far as a brand and, where it goes. So, yeah, the New England Dirt Diggers. What is the New England Dirt Diggers? I started an event in my backyard just a couple years ago. It was called the Batten Dirt Works Construction Night. I really wanted to just put together an event to bring together the excavation community and come out and talk machines and have machine demos and have a good time. And we did that. We put it together the first year. It was really just a for fun thing. And so many people came and showed up and had an absolute blast. And as soon as I put that event on the next day, I just woke up and it was right there. The vision was in my head. I was like, I really want to turn this into a massive event and, not just have it in my backyard, but take it to the next level and really turn this into a full-scale event. So I knew I was going to need a bigger venue, a place to have it, and that's where Robbie Marshall, he's one of my best friends. We grew up racing dirt bikes together, working together. Him and his family own Crow Hill, the motocross track right down the street. So that's when I called Robbie, and he always wanted to. He's had the same vision. We do the same things, we enjoy the same stuff, and he wanted to do similar things as what I had started. And I said, hey, we need to take this dirt work event to Crow Hill and bring it to the next level. So I called Robbie, and he said, hey, let's do it. And this was 2 years ago, and we didn't make it happen. I did it one more year at my house, went a little bit bigger, got some sponsors, more machines, more companies came out. We advertised it a little bit more, and it just got to the point where it blew up. It was too big for my house. We had cars down each side of the road as far as you could see, and there was hundreds of people in my backyard and machines and bands and pit bikes, and pretty much the cops were like, hey, you really can't do this in your backyard again. So that's when I reached out to Robbie, and I was like, hey, next year we got to do this, and we got to do it right, and we got to bring it to Crow Hill. So Robbie can tell you a little bit about himself and Crow Hill and, how we've kind of worked together to create the road to building the New England Dirt Diggers event.
Yeah, so I grew up racing motocross, family business, cranes, and we actually bought the property in 2001, and just from racing the off seasons, I'd be working on tracks and family businesses. Heavy equipment was what we did. And after a lot of time of it, we kind of just started to, the thing that's different about the New England Dirt Diggas Expo is like, it's the new school with the old school mentality. And like, I feel like the construction world right now is definitely like in a limbo of generation to generation, and there's so many old timers stuck in their ways, and then there's the new generation coming up, and the blend isn't really there. And we have this vision, they obviously have the knowledge and the time and the skills of all the years of doing it, but it's a new time, it's a new day, it's almost 2025 in a couple days now, so like it's time for the next level, it's time for something else. And that's when the 2 successful events he had, anybody that went to him had an absolute blast, enjoyed it, was able to be a part of something that was bigger than just work or bigger than just a party. It was a work, fun, cool thing that everyone could kind of enjoy, from kids all the way up. So I feel like we both kind of just were like, you know what, like this is the time, it's time to do it. Put our heads together, made a plan, came up with it. And like I said, knocked it out of the park, because we just decided we're going to do it our way. We're not going to just do it the way everyone suggests it to do. And I think that's something to be said about the way the world is today. Like, everybody wants to tell you what to do or what you should do or shouldn't do while doing nothing. And like, we're grinders, we're go-getters. Every single day we're out getting after it. I put a lot of hours in, and I can tell you the closest person to me is this man sitting right next to me right now. So what better person to link up with and start this? And like I said, we learned a lot. I think it's like anything in life, it's a learning curve. But if you want to, like we want to get better, it's only going to grow and get better from here. And I mean, that's where we're on our way. It's building a bigger and better thing, and that's what's going on for 2025.
Yeah, so before it all had started, it started in my backyard as the Baton Dirt Works Expo, and once me and him came together and we decided it had to happen at Crow Hill. We have the resources there, we have the facility, and we knew Crow Hill was the place that it had to be done, and we knew we had to come up with a bigger name. I thought it was cool, to have Baton Dirt Works. It's my name and whatnot, but I saw a bigger picture, and, we wanted to turn this into something massive for, not only just New England, but the whole Northeast, and, making this a countrywide event for anyone to come to. So we got together and we were like, what are we going to call this? The Dirt Expo, we were trying to come up with a name, and that's when we came up with the New England Dirt Diggas. It's just New England is a really special place. It's totally different than anywhere else in the country as far as, personalities and how people are. And people love the New England accents, the Boston accent.
Growing up racing dirt bikes, we would travel a lot. And like, I can tell you, the number one thing people would always say is like, oh, your accent, where you guys from? You from Boston? Like, and we would go, yeah, park the car in Harvard Yard. And oh, yeah, they're from Worcester. So, like, we just had to go with it. And I can tell you, New Englanders are, I don't know what's wrong with us up here. We live in New England, so we're just a different breed, But on the other side of it, I feel like New England has a ton to offer that hasn't really been out there and shown. And I feel like, this is one of them opportunities that we could be the guys to get it out there. And as soon as the event was over, we had people from Michigan, down south, out west, just people from all over. Can you do one here? Can you do one there? And, we only scratched the surface of what we're doing. We're really like, our heads see these crazy visions. I don't know. It's a gift and a blessing and a curse at the same time, because, we do something as successful as the event was, and we're only satisfied for barely till midnight that night before we were like, oh, yep, we need to change this. We need to do this. We need to do that, and just keep bringing it to the next level. I can tell you, I don't think we are going to do anything but hold it wide open and blow this thing up bigger than ever. And, talking about how we're going to do a brand with it too. It's not just the expo. We're going to use the expo to bring people together and get everybody together. But when we say we want to build a brand, we mean we want to bring all the communities together of construction, just like we did at the expo. So, go to certain people's, touch base on what you were saying, your ideas and what you wanted to do.
Once we knew we had to throw that New England twist in it and add the Dirt Diggas, we knew everyone was going to love it. I've had some people say like, oh, that name's not professional, it's not spelt right, but we do things different here in New England. I mean, we are the New England Dirt Diggas. Like we want to represent everybody in New England that enjoys digging dirt and does what we do. So that's really how we came up with the name. And once we came up with the name, Robbie Marshall and his parents, they own Crow Hill, and we got Robbie's dad involved, and, that was the big thing, was getting the okay from him, which it actually took some time. We wanted to have this set up a little bit earlier than we did. We wanted to have this event set up 6 months in advance, but I'm busy, I'm working, Robbie's working, his dad's busy, so it was really hard to get a date and be able to make it happen, and we were starting to get close to the event, and I hit up Robbie and I was like, dude, we got to make this thing happen. We got to sit down with your dad and come up with a date. And that was the big thing with the Dirt Diggers event, was it was such a short put together thing. Once we got the okay from Robbie's dad, there was only 30 days. So that's when we got together and realized we had to make this thing happen.
Yeah, but that's what we do. We perform under pressure. And I feel like, of course, we'd all like to be able to do this and be so prepared and 6 months in advance and stuff. But the reality of life, that's not us. And it just doesn't work like that. Like, you're grinding, I'm grinding. And anybody that's dug dirt in New England knows that digging dirt in New England is gnarly. So when the springtime comes and we all get going, we haven't been doing anything all winter. So that's another thing. It's not like when the springtime hits, you're already a little bit ahead. We're wide open. As soon as that ground thaws, everybody's wide open. So to get that time and set it aside, it just didn't work out. And, we put it together, though. We did what we had to do. We had the days, and the best things are made under pressure. So yeah, here we are.
Once we got the okay from Crow Hill, we got the all good to do the event. The next thing was, meeting with Ahern, who was our title sponsor, and me and Robbie went in there and we had a meeting with Jeremy and Justin, those guys. And, everybody loved the idea of the event. Everybody knew it was going to be successful and knew it was going to be great. But the big thing was, hey guys, this event is literally in 40 days. How are you going to put this together in that short amount of time and be able to get that many people involved?
They weren't wrong. They weren't wrong in the concern that they showed. So I like to point that out, that it gave us that motivation and that fire behind us to just never quit and keep charging all the doubt. But the doubt wasn't wrong. I mean, to put on what we did in the time we did it is unheard of. But again, that's capitalizing on the different humans we are, and what we're trying to do here is just going to be a little different. And that's the New England Dirt Diggers.
Yeah. So as soon as we got out of that meeting, right then and there, we knew, all right, we had the venue, we had the support of Ahern and Saney backing us as a title sponsor, and it was green light. It was game time. We had 40 days from then till the event to make it happen. So I got on the phone with one of our filmers. We met at Crow Hill the next day. I got a bunch of drone footage of the facility. He came out, and that's when we shot the intro movie, saying that we were going to host the New England Dirt Diggers event. It was going to be the biggest and most badass event of the year.
Nothing set up at this point, by the way. Everything we said, it was just a thought in our head and a vision we had. We didn't have anything lined up aside from the title sponsor and our plans in our head. That was it. But again, we just worked so good together, and we know what we can do and what we're capable of, and we take action. I mean, that's the biggest thing is, in anything in life, you got to take action. And we just saw a vision, had an idea, took action, and here we are.
Yeah, I got on as soon as the next day came around. I got on the phone, and that's kind of, Robbie's really good at putting the stuff together, the facility, all that. And everyone knows me. Everyone used to call me Nicky Networks growing up because I'm always on Instagram making videos.
On the phone yelling at someone.
Yeah, doing all the marketing. So right away I started reaching out to, all the dealers and brands, and it was pretty crazy because, we had no proof of, attendance, how many people were going to come. And, I just reached out to, all these dealers, some of the biggest dealers in New England: Milton Cat, Chapel, Ahern, Equipment East, LaRusso Equipment. And none of these guys, they might have seen my videos from Instagram, the kid with the Sandy mini excavator doing little jobs. And I told them my vision. I said, hey, listen, I've started this event at my house, and I really see this thing potentially turning into something huge as far as an expo. And our whole entire vision for this event was to make it like nothing you've ever seen before. That was my big thing is, you go to most construction expos, you walk around for a little bit and you're bored after 20 minutes. It's mostly owner operators. The people that are there, they have to be there. And it's really not that fun. So my vision was to bring together, the construction industry and the expo side of it, but also bring the entertainment with the dirt bikes and the freestyle shows and the music and the entertainment. So that was our big thing, was creating an event that nobody's ever seen before. An event that would be not only fun just for, the adults, but make people want to bring their families and their kids, and not just owner operators, but, the guy that runs a machine every single day, he wants to come check out the new equipment, and he wants to bring his family, kids, and have a good time. So that was really where, me and Robbie came together with, our expertise from putting on dirt bike events, racing dirt bikes our whole life. Both of us run excavation companies. He builds tracks. I have a small excavation company, and we got together and we said, hey, what can we do to make this event stick out more than any other event that's ever happened?
And 90% of people that have been involved in construction have been to pits. They've been to sites. They've been to street work. It's all generally the same kind of thing. All the expos are at convention centers or, parking lots with easy ups and a table and a machine.
10 by 10 easy up and a couple machines.
My thing's like, these people need to try this stuff out. So like on top of, this, where we're going to run the logistics of the event, the motocross track's perfect to do it because it has the infrastructure of it. We have water truck roads, we have access, we have parking, we have all these things, and it's something different. It's people in the construction world coming and seeing construction stuff set up at a motocross track.
Yeah.
So like aside from the excavator, the guy that's never seen a track or ever been out there is walking around and like, this is a tabletop or this is a berm right here, like not just a pile of dirt and and then the other thing about it is it gives us the opportunity and the space to be able to really truly demo stuff, which is another whole aspect of what we're doing here. Like you can actually run this equipment and dig it in the dirt and bale dirt over this way or cut a grade or, the companies are showing, their newest technologies and stuff they have, and you can actually use it and experience it. And, that's why we were trying to do this in a place like Crow Hill.
Yeah. So we knew Crow Hill was going to be the place to do it. And that's really where we came up with, there was the main parts of the event that I wanted to cover was I wanted to have an expo. We wanted to have the demos. We knew that was going to be one of the biggest things. So again, the motocross track, we were able to, we turned the whole entire motocross track into demo areas for each machine. There was over 55 machines at the event, and about 20 of them were being demoed from 2-ton all the way up to 60 tons. So that, Sandy brought out the 120,000 pound SY500 excavator, and anybody that had a hydraulics license that came to the event was able to get a wristband and was able to jump in this machine and dig dirt.
Big buckets.
There's not many places in the country you can even go to and be able to test a 120,000 pound machine. So we knew that was going to be a big part of the event. And then we also wanted to have the entertainment. We wanted to make people want to stay, people want to bring their friends and family. And that's where the freestyle motocross came in. So JBR Best Whip is a freestyle motocross show I've been putting on for 7 years. And that was kind of its own event. And, I decided let's put it all together. The dirt diggers, the freestyle, the machine demos. And we also wanted to make it kid friendly. You know, we wanted people to want to bring their wives and their kids and have just a really good atmosphere, you know, good kid friendly, fun event for everybody. So we had a big sandbox with all the kids' toys. We did a machine themed bounce house. So right there, that's what we had envisioned for the event was a construction expo with full-size machine demos, freestyle motocross. We had a pipe laying contest with guys going against each other.
DJs.
Yeah, we did the
trucks.
We did the music, the food trucks, everything. So that was our whole entire vision for the event. And again, we had 40 days to put this thing together. And I got on the phone and started calling all these companies. And you know, we told them, you know, our vision and what we saw and what we had. And the big question from all these vendors and dealers were, you know, okay, how many people are going to come? What's your attendance? And I said, hey, you know,
we don't know.
I've had this thing in my backyard for the last 2 years, and I think it's going to be big. You know, I really think we're going to have a great turnout, and it's going to grow every year, but I wasn't sure on numbers. So all of these dealers were like, they loved the sound of it. They just didn't know about, you know, if it was actually going to be successful. And pretty much every single company I called was like, we love this. We want to support this. We want to be a part of it. And after, I think, 4 days of making phone calls, I had a list of like 25 dealers and, you know, some of the biggest brands in New England all wanting to be a part of that. And I called Robbie and
every time my phone rang, it was like another like, hey, dude, guess who else we got?
Yeah.
Guess who else is coming?
Yeah, it got big really quick, and it actually got so big to the point I was like, I'm actually going to slow down because, I mean, I could be on the phone every day, 365 days a year, just getting, you know, more.
Sure, you could.
There's never-ending brands and dealers. I mean, I started getting calls from the forestry people, and they want to bring the chippers and the forestry machines, and I was like, you know what? Like for this year, we got 40 days to put this on. You know, we're taking a lot under our plate. I'm like, let's just go. Let's take everything we have and go as big.
You were nervous about the location too. You didn't think we were gonna have enough space.
Yeah,
and we almost didn't have enough space, but we did. So we are making more space for next year. Yeah, it is gonna be bigger.
Yeah, so it blew up really quick, and it was a lot. You know, it was dealing with the getting the sponsors, the promoting, the financing, all that stuff. I was doing that on top of, you know, trying to run my own business. So it was a lot of work we put into it. And then, you know, we can jump right into the build for the actual event. You know, we had a lot to do, and
that's where I come in.
That's where I knew Marshall was going to come in. But listen, this guy is building dirt bike tracks in New York. He promises me, I'll be home Saturday.
I did.
We're going to start building. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. Saturday comes around. Hey, I'm not going to be back till Sunday. Sunday comes around. I'm not going to be back. I'm down there by myself.
Yeah.
My freaking lug nuts on my tag trailer snapped in half. I can't even move my excavator, and this guy's gone 1 week before the event. So I'm freaking out, and he's like, man, don't worry. I promise when I get back, we're going to hammer this out. And
I knew that the amount of work that Batten put into this before we did any buckets in the ground was absurd. And at certain times, I'm like, man, this poor guy's on the phone all day long, and I'm just working, doing my thing. But I knew that my part of it was going to be when it was time to make all the logistics happen. And the other part of it is, like, anybody that does anything major on projects knows that, like, you cannot make 100% of a plan until you have everything in front of you. And I knew, like, the more people that were coming, the more machines that were coming, the more things that were changed, I'd come up with this idea, I'll put this over here. Well, they're going to bring 7 machines. Like, okay, well, move that to over there. And after, like, a couple weeks of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait till we're there.
Everything had to be there.
I definitely didn't want to put that pressure on you, and I apologize for that, but we still got it done. I had to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning a couple times.
Yeah.
We put some serious hours in that week, but again, everything was there. The vision was there, and I knew that was my time to pull my end of the weight. Same thing with the cleanup after. I knew I was going to tear the track apart and ruin the entire facility as far as the motocross track goes. And my father, and everybody's freaking out, and I'm just, won't worry, this is what I do. I move the dirt, I do the logistics part of it at that end of it. And I saw that vision of it. I had that in my head from the beginning. I just couldn't finalize it until we had everything put there. But I mean, we knocked it out the park. I don't think we put one single thing in the wrong spot. Or didn't have like everything flowing the right way. I think the format of the event, we're gonna obviously do something a little different. I don't think one day was enough. That was your request.
The build was insane too. I mean, we spent a full week working 15 hours a day, all day, every day. I mean, we did
4 to 6 of us every day.
There was low boys coming in all day, every day for a week. I mean, machine after machine.
For multiple weeks, because then they had to bring them back out.
Once the machine started coming in, like, we knew, like, this is going to be cool. This thing is getting serious. I mean, there was, after the first day, you know, we staged everything outside the motocross track because the track was open during the week. That was also another thing we had to work around. So we staged all the machines outside of the track. And after the first day, you know, there was 15 machines out there, and we're like, wow, man, this is real. So the amount of work that went into it, I mean, we for the freestyle motocross landing we built, it's about 2,000 yards of material, which we screened all that week. So we were screening material for the freestyle
Crow Hill Motorsports Park.
Slick Rick at Crow Hill, Robbie's dad. You know, we couldn't have done this without him and Crow Hill and the whole staff and the facility. I knew it had to be there. I didn't want it to be anywhere else. I mean, I grew up working there. Robbie's my best friend. You know, we raced there, we worked there. It's literally Crow Hill's in our blood, and
it's in town.
It's our hometown, all of our friends, and we knew that had to be the spot. So like Robbie's dad, you know, he loves machines. He had a crane company, and as soon as he saw the machines coming in, he started getting excited too. I mean, he was fully stiff hard as soon as the machines started coming in. And
ooh, that's a nice one.
He had the freaking D11 big dozer out in the pit pushing up dirt. We're screening with the machines, and then the other really cool thing about it was
the chapel gave us that.
All of the dealers that sponsored the event, you know, they were like, hey, you know, you guys can use these machines to,
not all of them,
to build
some of them.
Yeah, not all of them. So we couldn't get them all dirty, and the whole week we got no rain. There was dust everywhere. We had to wash all the machines, but yeah, it was really cool. You know, all the dealers, you know, they were super excited for this, and you know, they let us have a couple machines to use to build. Cat sponsored the JBR Best Whip contest, so we had a new dozer and an excavator to build the freestyle landing. Chapel let us use a Hitachi loader that we had out, you know, loading the rock truck with screened dirt. We brought in thousands of yards of chips and put chips over the whole entire parking area. Saney and Ahern, you know, they brought them tons of machines, and we had the 5. Robbie, one night, we had just finished the freestyle landing. I was setting up light towers all night long. I think we set up like 15 light towers, and it was midnight 2 nights before the event, and we just finished the freestyle landing, and they were open on Thursday for the dirt bike track, so we couldn't even set up the whole demo area until Thursday night into Friday morning. So Robbie's like,
I went to go move the 500 from the bottom lot to out where it's going to be, because now the track wasn't open after Thursday night, and you were setting up the light towers, and I started walking the machine, and I'm in this 4-yard, whatever, 5-yard bucket thing's huge. I'm walking this 120,000 pound excavator out. These guys are setting up the light towers, and I'm like, I gotta sling a couple buckets at least. I gotta see what's up. I started moving so much dirt. I took out one jump that was probably 3-4 loads of dirt to build this jump. I took the thing out in like 5 buckets, just gone, raked it out, flat spot for an expo area, and I'm like, wow, this is sick. And after that, I just couldn't stop. The guys kept going with the lights, so I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, we
went till I think 2 o'clock that morning. Slept a few hours, up at 6 again, back out there. It was something at that time.
It was a lot.
We did. I have the hours written down somewhere, but I'm pretty sure we did like between Tuesday to Sunday, we did like 80 something hours 3 or 4 of us did that. Other people were coming in and out on after work and helping with certain things. And, I can tell you, a lot of people put a lot into this too. Like, it wasn't just like, no one person is doing anything anymore. It's a team. And, we all work together incredibly, and building a team for this whole thing is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make this a team of dirt diggers and a team of dirt works and ram tracks and all kinds of different people doing different things, and video people, and just kind of get all these trades involved in the same thing, and all progressing and moving forward and doing it our way.
Everybody really came together. Like I said, we had the Milton Cat freestyle area. We spent all that time on that. We did the pipe laying contest. The local concrete place donated some concrete structures. Our buddy Dave Welch, who came up with the whole pipe laying contest, he showed up after work at 8 o'clock at night. He had to core out the holes in the concrete things. There was so much that went into it, and it was such a great learning experience. And now we know, hey, next year, like, we know exactly. We didn't know where to put everything, and now we have such a good idea of how many guys we need, how much time goes into this, how much time goes into that. So again, we were under so much pressure. We put together this insanely massive event in 40 days, and it was I don't think you could be more under pressure than we were, and we just kept on chugging along, and it all came together.
Pressure makes the best things in life.
So the event, everything came together with, as far as the sponsors, the build, and then we had the event. Now it was game time. It was time for the actual event, and it was sketchy,
Then the rain came.
Yeah, the rain came. So that's the scariest thing about the events is, I've been putting on freestyle motocross shows for 7 years now, and if it rains, you can't jump that jump. Your show is over. So it's like, you put thousands and thousands of dollars into this event and fly riders in from all over the country, and if you have bad weather, it's over. So that's really the scariest part. And we knew the Dirt Diggers event, it was nice because, it's rain or shine. We can still dig dirt no matter what, but we're perfectionists. We always want things to go perfect, and we want to
hit away the vision.
We want to have that perfect day. So the weather started messing with us. It wasn't going to rain. It was going to rain. It was going to stop. It was going to come. And, then that day came. We showed up. I think I got there. I only slept about 1 hour because we were there till 3 a.m, and then got back there at 5. And that first morning, everything was set up. It looked beautiful. We knew it was going to be great. We just wanted it to be perfect. And we got there in the morning, and it was absolutely downpouring. And I don't think I've ever been so stressed in my entire life. I mean, you see it in the video. I said how stressed out I was. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I mean, some of our parkers didn't show up. We got cars coming in, and it's really just me and him. We didn't have enough staff. We didn't have enough people, and we're doing everything we can. We had 15 radios out that day, and it was just like Robbie, Nick, and we're running around like crazy trying to make it perfect. And a lot of people, don't see the flaws. Everybody had a great time, but we were under some serious pressure. But again, it was a learning experience, and I am so pumped for next year going into it, already having a lot of that experience. And, we talk a little bit about the day and, how it went.
Yeah, I mean, I showed up, the rain came, and just like kind of the motocross thing, it's one of those, is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to just put your best foot forward. And, I think Mother Nature and the universe felt us just kind of say, yeah, well, whatever, we're still not going to quit. It's fine, we're going to do it. And I think the only kind of, negative of it was pouring everywhere in New England. And it actually poured pretty hard until about 10, 11, and then it just kind of like lightly drizzled on and off all day. But the rest of New England was pouring. So like everywhere we checked the weather, there was a fatality on Route 2. They shut Route 2 down, and like
they were trying to stop us.
Everything was against us on the day of, and we were just like, events here, it's going on regardless. And even if it ends up just a bunch of us hanging out having fun, so be it, and we'll go after it again next year. But I'll tell you, just like the motocross world, the construction world is full of a bunch of savage, sick animals. Like, nobody really is soft in that world and what we do. And the cars started rolling in, and then they just kept coming and coming. And all the bad news we were getting about the Route 2 shut down, it was like, yeah, well, the cars are still lined up coming in. So the show goes on. And I mean, we just kind of, like I said, we were there, we were into it, everything was set up, so it's time to put the show on, and that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, we got really lucky. Like you said, it rained pretty hard a little bit in the morning, which, the rain was actually good because during the week of the build, it didn't rain and the place was a dust bowl. And, you're talking
moon dust,
machines working and whatnot. So, the rain was nice, but we didn't want too much rain. I mean, again, we had the freestyle shows going all day, and that was my biggest concern, is because I love the freestyle. I think that's one of the funnest parts of the event. Is
everybody loved the freestyle.
watching everyone backflip and stuff. And
Black Sheep
too, but we'll get into that. But so yeah, it was scary because I didn't want the freestyle to get rained out, and it was drizzling just enough to like make the landing a little greasy. But
those boys hit it in the wet.
Yeah,
in midday.
Every single time I went down to the freestyle thing, it started raining, and I was a mess. But Ween's, talking to all the dealers and the people that work for the dealers about the machines. The kids were having a blast in the kids zone. We had the music going. Everyone was checking everything out. We had all the local food guys get involved. Valley View Farm came out, had the barbecue set up, and everyone was having fun regardless. Again, we just wanted it to be perfect. And, I had Robbie go out and get in the machines, and, he tuned up the landing as good as he would and as good as he could. And the freestyle guys were like, it's a lot of freestyle guys, they don't want to ride if it's wet at all, but we have some of the gnarliest friends in the world that ride dirt bikes, and they're like, hey, we'll send it no matter what. So they geared up, and we were able to get the first show. It went down awesome, and from there, again, all day long, it just barely sprinkled a little bit. So we got really lucky, and I was just scared all day. The best part too is like the finale, the freestyle show we do at night, the JBR Best Whip, and we had the professional company come out and do the fireworks and stuff. So we just wanted to make it through the whole event. We didn't want to get shut down halfway through the day. And yeah, we ended up getting super lucky. It never rained hard enough to ruin it. I mean, everybody there was like, don't worry, like everything's going great. We're having fun. It's a blast. So we got lucky with the weather, and the event was absolutely huge. We pulled around 2,000 people for an event set up in 40 days by just me and this guy, and no proof of attendance prior, and to pull 2,000 people on a rainy day where it rained everywhere else in Massachusetts. I mean, I think that just really goes to show, where the future of this event lies, and we're going all out. I mean, this is
the Milton Cap Freestyle Show was really like it was the last event of the night before the fireworks. It was what everyone, when people go hear dirt bikes and hear construction stuff, like they don't think freestyle. Yeah. And like to have us out there hitting the ramp. I mean, we hit the ramp too. I didn't hit the ramp until the intro for me.
Yeah.
Everyone else was practiced the day.
Not only do we run the event, but we were out there riding
so much. I'm like, I'll just ride the day of, and then the day of it was all day, and then I'm like, can I hit the ramp? And they're like, no. He's like, no, they're gonna intro. You're gonna say your name. You're gonna go. I'm like, I haven't hit the ramp yet, dude. I'm gonna hit this ramp. I'm not a freestyle guy. I'm a moto guy, woods guy, a little bit of supercross, arena cross. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm a little scared, and never hit it. I mean, I've hit a freestyle ramp, but not that specific one. And I was like, all right, here we go. More pressure. Pressure's on. So, Robbie Marshall. And I'm like, well, hope I don't case this thing. Up. And I blapped it and greased it all right. It was like, all right, now we get the timing down. And then it kind of just turned into a jam session. The people loved it. I mean, they had a cat loader there, and we did a little something with that.
Yeah, we set up we set up a loader with the bucket in the air, and then we filled the bucket with dirt. So we had to jump.
No, we didn't do that. It was just like that. And then we saw it and jumped in it.
Yeah.
We didn't set that up. That was like that. I just grabbed a bucket of dirt and I put it over by the show of the ramp, and then we were able to jump into it and jump out of it. We didn't do it.
It was pretty cool.
We didn't do it. It happened. It was a spur of the moment.
Yeah. Mid show, I stopped
for legal reasons.
I had to call the firework guy mid show and tell him to get ready to. Mid show, I took off on my bike, killed all the light towers, and then we had the fireworks. So, yeah, the event was everything was great. I mean, the machine demos, that was the biggest hit. I mean, all the dealers were like, where else can you go in the country that you can actually put these machines to the real test and dig dirt and, use the machine to its full potential. So we had set up the track. Every single machine had its own area. So the demos was a huge part of it. We had the kids zone, and the kids absolutely loved it. There were kids just having the time of their lives, and we wanted to make it not just an expo, but a little bit of everything, entertainment, expo, ways for people to come out and learn about the new technology, run the new machines, get the kids involved. And I think we made a lot of future operators, and that's huge right there. I mean, the construction industry and excavation, it's a dying thing. We need more operators. We need more people in this industry.
Or triple in the kids zone for 2020. That's going to be like one of our main focuses, almost as much as like the freestyle and the demos were like. But again, it goes back to the learning curve of it. Like we knew what we were trying to do with the event, with the demos and the expo, but like as the event developed and went further and further, we were like, man, like what an awesome thing to have the kids and the family and the whole deal. And like nobody likes to be like, oh, hey babe, I'm leaving today. I'm gonna go to this expo, because you don't want to walk around a parking lot.
Yeah.
Look at stupid machines. But when there's a kid zone and all this stuff going on and all kinds of stuff going on all over the place. Like, there's a band, there's a DJ, the wives are entertained.
Everybody had equally as fun.
Even with the rain, there's 1,000 easy ups. There's a building, there's cover. Like, nobody was soaking wet, walking around miserable. You get a little wet to get to a certain area, but then everyone, had their setups, and, it really was just something like so different. And I can tell you that every single person I've talked to that didn't go is regretting it.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell them, like, listen, this is just one of them events that's going to be.
There was people hitting me up from all over the country. I mean, right away, I got in touch with Black Sheep, the guy that does the skid steer stunts, and he's
holds the world record.
Yeah, world record. And I was like, Marshall, we got to have this guy. I'm like, do we pay another freestyle rider or have this guy doing stunts in the skid steer? And we decided, we're like, me and Rob, we knew this event was going to cost a lot of money. There was a lot that was going to go into it. And, we both said to each other, let's go all out. Who cares about the money? Like, we didn't want to make money, but it was, just let's go all out and do this as big as we can and like really look towards the future of it. And that's where Robbie was like, get another freestyle guy and get Black.
Sure, like it's one of those things too. Like, I don't know, the experience I've had in life so far, like the one day is not changing anyone's life. I'm not driving a Lamborghini whether we don't get this freestyler or don't do this. Like our life's not going to be any different. So it's like, put this show on. Not only is the skills and the things that Black Sheep can do in that skid steer incredible, but he's one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet.
Yeah,
and like just being involved in it, like this guy is just a rad, cool dude that's just like one of us. He just has these crazy skills, as are the freestyle guys. Like, even if they're not into equipment, like they're just like us. They're just cool people. Like even these people involved in this event, like those two were trying to help every way they could.
Everybody was trying to.
And
Black Sheep lives in, I don't know, on the other side of Arizona, and he said to me, hey man, he's like, he's like, if I leave tomorrow morning, he's like, I'll make it in time. He was about to load his skid steer and drive across the country to come to this event, and he told me, he's like, listen man, he's like, I don't even really care about the money, I just want to be involved. And we were trying to find a skid steer for him, and finally, one of our buddies down on the North Shore,
foot pedal, by the way,
I'm gonna get this
foot pedal skid
wrong.
steer.
Monsigro, sorry, buddy, but you know who you are. He donated his skid steer, and he didn't care. He's like,
How do you have that skid steer if you're not doing wheelies in it?
plowing in it. He's been posting the black sheep skid steer out there plowing. So
forward back. That's it.
yeah, so black sheep flew all the way out from Arizona. His phone broke in the airport that morning. No screen, no phone. I couldn't even get in touch with him. I had to have one of the sponsors pick him up on the way, and all of a sudden he showed up. He's like, I'm Black Sheep. And we're like, here's your skid steer. Get out there. But yeah, I mean, just New England is a really special place, really interesting personalities and great people. And, a lot of the country doesn't get to see a lot of the stuff that goes on in New England. And, that's kind of what we want to do with the New England Dirt Diggers is, we want to put the spotlight on
That's what we're doing.
New England excavation. Yes, that's what we're going to do. So, the event went great. Great turnout. 2,000 people on a rainy day. Huge thank you to everybody involved. Rick and Roseanne at Crow Hill, all of our friends that donated their time and helped out, the riders, the vendors, all the dealers, the Milton Cat Freestyle Show, the Chapel Tractor demo area. We had the EJP Topcom pipeline contest,
the title sponsor,
Old Glory Solar Fireworks Show, and the United John Deere Truck Show. So everybody stepped up. Ahern, Saney, they were our title sponsors. They've been so awesome to us the last 5 years. It really is a family company, and they treat their customers great. They treat everybody really well, and they were 100% on board. And they were the reason that really helped us make this whole entire event happen, and believed in us. And we're just super thankful for everybody that came out and was involved. And it was a huge event, and we've decided that we are going all in with this thing. We are taking this event to the next level. We are going to make this one of the biggest construction shows, expos in the country. And people were already saying, they're like, this is the East Coast Con Expo. There was people, dealer people, and
it's
just
like it,
and people that came that they said, hey, like, Con Expo's sweet, it's 1,000 times bigger and whatnot, but people were like, we have more fun at your event. I mean, way more cool stuff going on and a lot more entertainment, and that's what we want to do. We want to bring the entertainment and the construction expo, the business side and the entertainment, and mix it all together and make it good for everyone.
We want to bring the worlds together. There's a moto world, where there's an entertainment world, there's a construction world. We all live them. Every person at that event lives it, whether you ride or not. The local, it might not be you're a rider, but you do excavating and your buddy rides, or your brother or your relative or something, some sort of relation. And again, it's a very similar world, bulldozers, excavators, tractors, chisel plows, water trucks, what we've done grown up doing, taking care of these tracks and running events and such is essentially the same thing in the construction world. It's just at a track, not on a site, or, whatever, so it's a lot of the same things. And like I said, same people. And on top of it, same enjoyment. Everybody likes the same things, and we have the facility and the ability to put it together. And you got to have the vision. We got the vision.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, you got to have the vision. And we have a vision and ideas in our head that some people say are crazy, and I think they're awesome.
Yeah, and we really didn't even scratch the surface of where we're going to take this event and how big we're going to go. So as far as 2025 for the New England Dirt Diggers Expo, we're already planning, we're setting up
at least 2 days.
We're going to have an event. We're going to have a date coming up for you guys real shortly, and we're going to start really putting this thing together. But yeah, we're going to do 2 days. You can't take all that time.
I might put them into 3, but we're going to start with 2.
All those machines, all the equipment, everybody involved. I mean, it's too much for one day. So we're going to do a 2-day event. We're going to go double as big. We know how much space we have, what we need to do. It was a huge learning curve. We learned a lot. We know what we need. We know what we need to do. And for for 2025, you can definitely expect a 2-day event, double as big, more machines, more demos, more entertainment. We're talking about.
I'll say it.
What?
Outdoor concert.
Outdoor concert. Yep.
I don't want to be the guy, but I'm going to be the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who.
We want
outdoor concert.
We really want to get, not only just the New England dealers involved, but we want to get the manufacturers involved, straight from Saney, Cat, John Deere, everybody. We want to give these guys a chance to come out and showcase their equipment and technology. And
kind of going back to what you said too, like we limited it to excavation and dirt, where there's forestry we're going to go undo, cranes. My father comes from a crane company. We're going to have a couple cranes. We'll get into what's going down at another date, but whatever you think, it's going to be 10 times bigger.
Yeah, we're going big. We're excited, and so that's kind of the whole New England Dirt Diggas. It's a New England Dirt Diggas Expo was the name of the event, and the reason why I made the Instagram just the New England Dirt Diggers and not the Expo was because not only do we want this to be an event, but we want to turn this into a brand, and we want to bring light to the New England excavation community. We want to show the personalities and the companies and the jobs and the equipment, and we want to showcase that. So the New England Dirt Diggas is going to be a brand, and that's why we're starting this whole thing. What we're doing right now. I mean, this is going to we're planning on doing a podcast. So we're going to do a podcast, which this is kind of a soft launch of that. We wanted to come back and kind of talk about the event, how it came up, how it went and all that. And, also, the really big news we have is we want to turn this brand into something more than just an event. So we're looking to start a podcast. We want to start going around. We got our filmer, Bergie, who's helping us out with this podcast. We're going to be heading into the city, and we're going to start filming with companies, guys doing site work, water and sewer, forestry work, a little bit of everything. We want to just showcase the New England scene. So we're going to come in and film and work with some companies. And
something else we realized doing the expo is, when we said like, oh, we want to do this as a brand. Like, well, what's that mean as a brand? How do you make an expo a brand? Well, just like that and just said, we want to kind of bring it all together. And the point of the expo was to bring construction people and family and kids and entertainment and all of it together. And now on the next side of it, the part of the brand, to go to these other dealers and companies and businesses and showcase what they got going on and use our new school ideas to kind of give you guys an idea and bring us all together. And then, the expo is the place, New England Dirt Diggas is the brand.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what our plan is as of now. And things will evolve and grow and change like everything. And, some ideas are going to be great and be awesome and some aren't going to work. But that's just kind of the part of this process. And, I think we're going to be able to in the next few months here kind of have a little bit more content and stuff to show you guys with, the different dealers and places we go to and kind of a couple different, ways we have to bring us all together.
Yeah, we want everyone to be involved. Like, if you have a company, you have a cool job, like we want to come out and, we want to put a mic on you and, we want to hear the Boston accents and the personalities. And it's almost like, like Wicked Tuna, you know what I mean? They go around boat to boat showcasing, their work and their personalities. And we want to bring light to the New England excavation community.
Yeah. And all you got to do is email right here.
Yeah. Dirt Diggas, Baton Dirt Works.
That in, right? You can add the email at the bottom of it when I put that in there. And all you got to do to get a hold of us is to email right here.
This is our first time ever podcasting. So, everything is a learning curve. And, we knew that this is our year. We're making it happen. It's not, we're doing it. We're going all out. We're making it happen. We're here tonight. We wanted to get started. So again, we're going to be doing the 2025 New England Dirt Diggers Expo. We're going to start a brand. We want to sell shirts. We want to come out to jobs. We want to film. We want to work with brands, work with dealers. And we also want to do events. We have the facility. So, if you want to get involved, you want to have a demo day, we can do demo days, touch a truck events. We're also talking about having a New England Operators Challenge. So maybe we kind of combine it into the Dirt Diggers. We could have a qualifier, everyone comes out and we have a bunch of different challenges. And
anybody else watching too that kind of has an administrative point towards it, we're not just on the entertainment side of it. We want to go into the education side too. So like, we have the facility, we have the ability to set this stuff up and do some licensing and some, training and
everything.
Different things you can do. And
get involved with
how many times we go to these, we both were, are in the unions and have worked all around, and we go to these places to get certified for this and that or whatever. And it's like you sit in this classroom, like this boring, stupid classroom of the same crap that's been there for so long. And it's like, enough. When can we do something cooler? So like, again, the education side, if someone was able to get, credited through something legit, and we could do a legitimate school with legitimate training and not to say they're not legit, but it's the same damn thing. Go to school, go to the classroom in 1902 looks the same as the classroom in 2024. Like, I've had enough of it. It's time for something different, like the expo in the parking lot's cool, bro. But it ain't the Dirt Diggers Expo. Yeah, it's not.
There's nothing like it, and we go all out in everything we do, and we're going to continue to do that. But yeah, so the next step here is really getting out and starting filming with some companies and showcasing job sites and the work we do through every single region is different. Everybody does different. They work differently. The ground's different. I mean, this place is terrible. It's the rock. Let this guy tell you, he built motocross tracks
all over the East Coast. I've excavated well over 100 pieces of property, and outside of that door right there is by far the gnarliest. And everywhere in New England that we touch is just crazy gnarly. There's rocks, there's ledge, there's glacial till, there's just rocky loam. There's it's unbelievable, but that's the other side of it is some of these excavation companies, the little guy all the way to the massive ones, like some of the projects that they tackle and do would blow people's minds, but there's no way for them to, there's no one like us out here in this area showcasing that stuff. And that was kind of what we wanted to do. Our friend Jake has a logging company, and he came here and logged my property a couple weeks ago, and like, everybody that saw it, we do digging, and they saw it, and they're just mind blown at what's going on. And I took a couple drone shots, and even Jake said, "Wow, that does look cool." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you see this every day. We see it every day because we're doing it and working. But to get the other people involved and to be able to show them what they do, and even the technology available. I mean, some of the attachments and some of the stuff that they had there was like mind blowing, even to me. I'm like, I didn't know we could get a bucket to screen dirt in.
Yeah.
I could get a bucket to crush dirt or screen it right on the machine.
So that's like another thing with the Dirt Diggers too. Like, we want to do a whole forestry section. So like, there's a huge section of up in the woods, and Slick Rick's like, "Oh, I need land cleared.
It's coming down.
Bring your machines, So, next year we'll have a forestry section as well. So like, having different parts of it. But yeah, again, like Robbie said, we're not really we do a little bit of everything. We ride dirt bikes. We put on events. He builds motocross tracks and does demo for Local 7 running machines.
Local 4.
Local 4. Sorry.
Local.
I was a Local 7 iron worker. So, but yeah, again, we do a little bit of everything, and we want to go out. While I'm slow right now and work slow, I want to take those days off to start building this brand. And yeah, like Robbie said, we want to showcase everybody. We want to go work with the little guy that just has a mini and show what he's doing. And
how do they get a hold of you?
New England Dirt Diggas, batting 44 right here.
Right here.
Send me an email, hit me up on Instagram, and let's get together and let's come out and get an episode of New England Dirt Diggers going. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Get Bergie on scene.
Bergie, yep. Bergie's our guy. So we're super stoked. We have a lot of cool people working with us, and we're just pumped to build this brand and showcase the New England scene, and work with all the brands and dealers and companies, and show them what New England's all about and what we do up here. Who knows? It could turn into a TV show. Look at Deadliest Catch and Wicked Tuna. People.
We got a couple personalities too. We could let out. But we're gonna keep this is it.
Hey, you guys could literally have a TV show. Everyone yelling at each other and whatnot. So again, we just
a good local guy.
Yeah, local good guys. We just want to showcase New England excavation, put on cool events, work with everybody, everyone. We want everyone to benefit from this, not just us. We want to help all the dealers, all the brands, all of us grow together. New England, just the New England scene coming together and making this whole entire thing come alive and showing what we have to offer for
the New England Dirt Diggas.
Yeah,
that's who we are.
New England Dirt Diggas. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. This is our first podcast, and you're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of us in the New England Dirt Diggas. And you guys want to be a part of it and help out, or have any advice or want to work with us, give us a call. Let's talk. Let's make it happen, and we'll see you at the 2025 New England Dirt Diggas Expo.